This is my math homework number 10, Monday. Let's go and get started. It says, find all factors of 16. So, factors are when you multiply two numbers. So, for example, 3 and 2, these are called your factors, and this is called the product. So, let's go and figure out what are some factors of 16. Let me go ahead and erase this. To make 16, we can multiply 16 times 1. We can also do 4 times 4. We can also do 8 times 2. And I believe that is all. So your factors are 16. It could be 1. It could be 4. It could be 8. And it could also be 2. So those would be your factors for the number 16. Mr. Liu did not use this 4 again because I already used it once. For the second one, it says find the product. So I'm going to imagine that that's just an 843 times 6. And I'll multiply normally. 6 times 3 is 18, carry the 1. 6 times 4 is 24, add 1 makes 25, carry my 2. 8 times 6 is 48, add 2 makes 50. I know that there's going to be 1 number, 2 numbers, 3 numbers, 4 numbers behind the decimal and all. So that must mean that my answer will be 0.5058, and if I want to, add 0 in the very front. For the next one, it says Jessica bought 12 pieces of candy at the store for 65 cents each. How much did she spend in all? So my math problem just becomes 65 cents times 12. So my equation is 65 cents times 12 equals x. Now I can solve for that. I'm just going to imagine 65 times 12. I know that 5 times 2 is 10, carry the 1. 2 times 6 is 12, add 1 makes 13. I'm going to cross out the 2, put a 0. I can erase that 1 up top. 1 times 5 is 5. 1 times 6 is 6. I can add these up. 0 plus 0 makes 0. 3 plus 5 makes 8. 1 plus 6 makes 7. And of course you have 1 number, 2 numbers behind the decimal, so it would be 7.80. Or you can just write 7.8. Actually, no, because it's dealing with money, it'll be $7.80. So you can't do 7.8. So once again, it'll be $7.80 would be her total cost for the 12 pieces of candy. For the next one, it says Jessica bought 10 pieces of candy at the store. She spent $8.60. How much did each piece of candy cost? So for this one, our equation is a little bit different. It'll be $8.60, and then you'll divide that by 10 equals x. The reason why you divide by 10 is because she bought 10 pieces and you want to figure out how much each piece costs. So that keyword tells us to divide. And when it comes to dividing with 10, it's easy. When we multiply by 10, you move the decimal to the right. But when you divide by 10, actually your decimal moves to the left. It moves to the left because it's going to get smaller. It's going to have a lesser value. So for this one, you would move it to the left, and it'll be 1 time because you have 1 0. So then it moves over here, so then it becomes 0.860 or 0.86. So we know that each piece of candy costs 86 cents. So I'm going to erase this right here. So once again, every piece of candy costs 86 cents. And if I wanted to, I can verify that and do 86 cents times 10. And as you guys can tell, it just moves back to the right, and it goes back to 8.6. For the next one, it says simplify each fraction. The word simplify means to make it more simple. So for example, you can divide both 8 and 10 by the number 2 because they're both divisible by 2, and 8 divided by 2 is 4, and 10 divided by 2 is 5. So 8/10 is the same thing. It's equivalent to 4/5. For the second one, we can divide both by 2 again, and that's 2 divided by 2, which is 1, and 4 divided by 2 is 2. So 2/4 and 1/2 are the same thing. And the last one is, of course, the same thing as the top, so it'll be just 4/5. For the next one, it says shade the fraction model to show 2 2/3. So 2 is your whole number, so you want to shade in one complete whole, another complete whole, there's your 2 wholes, and then the 2 out of 3. So you have 1, 2 out of 3. So that's 2 wholes and 2/3.